Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on 2D shapes. 2D shapes are flat shapes. In simple terms, these shapes have length and width. They have no thickness. 2D shapes are all around us in the real world. Some of the more common 2D shapes and examples in the real world are as follows. Here we are just looking at the shape of the flat surface. We are not interested in the thickness. So one of the most common 2D shapes in the world is the square. So in the real world, here we have two dice. Now if you take one of the faces, say any face, that's a flat surface, that's an example of a square. The chessboard, so if you look at just the flat surface there, that's in the shape of a square, and also the face of a Rubik's Cube. Other very popular 2D shapes in the world are triangles, and examples of triangles are the pool rack. If you play pool or snooker, that's how you put the balls in the rack before you set them up on the table. Many road signs are in the form of a triangle, and also many roof trusses, or just about every roof truss in the roof of every house is in the shape of a triangle, because triangles are very rigid. They're very solid structures and they're very safe, and that's why they use them when they build houses. The Pentagon, that's a five-sided shape. Now in the real world, if you look at the soccer ball, see these designs here? They're in the shape of a pentagon. So when they cut those out, they're really flat before they sew them together. And here, that's a fancy coffee table. And you can see that it is a five-sided figure, so that's a pentagon. The hexagon is a six-sided figure in the real world. Look at this beautiful beehive here. That is one of the most fascinating things in the real world, that the beehive, there are so many shapes here which are in the form of a hexagon. They may not be exact, but they're excellent approximations. And here is the metal nut. It's used very, very frequently in any type of metal work. And you put that on a bolt, of course, to secure different types of things. And you can see that it has six sides to the shape. Here is a rectangle which has a length, and the width is a little bit different. In the real world, you have doors. They are rectangles. Many tables are rectangles, and also many swimming pools are in the shape of a rectangle. Here we have the circle. In the real world, the clock face, the dartboard, metal washers, and the wheels of most vehicles are in the shape of a circle. Now the oval, you don't see a lot of these around, but they are certainly around. And here's an example in the real world of some fancy jewellery that's been shaped in the shape of an oval. And you also have fancy plates. That is also in the shape of an oval. So this video has presented some very common 2D shapes. This is probably not as common as the rest, but it's still around. And it gives you some real-world examples where these shapes occur.